All right, today we are diving head first into a world where old school biblical myths just crash right into a grim industrial reality. We're going to peel back the layers on the world of Dark Prussia, a setting that comes straight out of the Prussian Faust narrative. Let's get into it.
So, this is the question at the absolute heart of Dark Prussia. It's a world that really makes you stop and think. Is pushing forward, is all this technology always a good thing? We're going to keep that question in our back pocket as we dig into what makes this fallen world tick.
Okay, so our journey starts with the biggest, most obvious, and frankly most terrifying part of this landscape. We're talking about the new Iron Giants. The new powers that are literally stomping across the earth.
Yeah, you can just forget about your usual kings and queens, your nobles of flesh and blood. In Dark Prussia, the top dogs are the aristocracy of iron. And this isn't just some new government, you know? It's a totally new, cold, mechanical power structure. It's an entirely different kind of order, and it's rewriting all the rules. This is where things get really interesting. They take this old biblical idea, the Nephilim, you know, the giants from the old stories, part god, part mortal. But here, they've been completely reimagined. Now, they're these massive artificial giants, state-made titans that are the muscle behind this new iron aristocracy. They are literally the walking, breathing embodiment of progress, and they are absolutely terrifying. And let's be clear, this was not a peaceful takeover. Not at all. You can see the huge difference right here. This new mechanical order didn't just move in, it violently shoved the organic past out of the way. The natural world isn't just, slowly fading. It's being systematically crushed, bulldozed, to make room for this cold, new hierarchy. So we've seen the kind of chaos that's happening on the ground. But what's the big idea driving all this? What's the philosophy? Well, for that, we have to look up to the blueprint that this entire world is based on, heaven's mechanical reflection. And this quote, this says it all. This is the core principle of Dark Prussia. It's that old saying, as above, so below. But the twist is, the horrors happening on Earth aren't just random acts of cruelty. No, they're a direct copy of a cold, unfeeling, bureaucratic heaven. The world is being remade in heaven's image, and trust me, it is no paradise. Yeah, this is not a heaven with angels and harps. The Iron Heaven is basically a giant cosmic machine. Its whole design is based on ruthless efficiency, cold bureaucracy, and merciless logic, the gears of the universe. It's a system that is fundamentally hostile to anything messy or spontaneous, anything natural. And when you base a society on that ideology, well, you get something truly chilling. In this world, that little spark inside all of us, our creativity, our spirit, our divine spark, that's not something to be celebrated. It's seen as a mistake, a glitch in the system that needs to be fixed or just flat out removed by technology. Humanity itself has become the problem that needs to be solved. So what actually happens when this perfect, cold, mechanical order slams into the messy, organic world? Well, the results are pretty direct, and they are lethal. This has become a world that is fundamentally toxic to life. This simple image of a flower, it really symbolizes everything that's being destroyed here. It represents the flower of the field, that natural, pre-industrial state of humanity. It's like a memory of a time of innocence, a time that just cannot survive in this new, poisoned soil. So how did the world get so poisoned? Believe it or not, through knowledge. The very things we champion as progress are seen here as diseases, as contagions. Astronomy shows us a cold, mechanical universe. Metallurgy forges the iron cage for the human spirit. And magic? It just unleashes power that humans were never supposed to touch. This is the kind of knowledge that doesn't enlighten, it corrupts. And the devastating outcome of all this is that the very air, the atmosphere itself becomes toxic. The alien light of this new scientific industrial truth, it's just completely incompatible with organic life. It's not just that the iron giants are stomping things out. It's that the new truth of this world is so harsh it literally burns away the old one, guaranteeing the destruction of the natural order. And that brings us to our last section. It's time for the final grim verdict on Dark Prussia's big ambitions, and where it all inevitably leads. This is it, the dark, beating heart of this whole story. It's a classic Faustian bargain. You make a deal for incredible power and knowledge, but the price is devastatingly high. It costs you your very humanity. In this world, the whole idea of progress is basically a lie. Every single step forward, every attempt to make things better,
just pushes people further down a road to becoming less human and closer to total destruction. And you know, this is the fate waiting for everyone, even the ones who mean well. You've got characters like Henoch, the ethical scientist, who really thinks he can make a deal, that he can use all this new power for good. But the logic of this world is unbreakable. A Faustian ambition doesn't give you a choice between a good outcome and a bad one. It only leads to catastrophe. Period.
And so, in the end, this is what the aristocracy of Iron gets. This is their grand achievement, their victory, a state that's perfect, efficient, and cold as a machine, built right on top of the ashes of everything that was once natural, alive, and human.
Which really just leaves us with one last, pretty haunting question to think about. When you're trying to build a perfect, flawless machine, is our own humanity, with all its messy emotions, its chaos, its imperfections, is that just the last bug that needs to be wiped from the system?